Saint Carlo Acutis used to draw and imagine life as a leaf, a small multicolored leaf, in some parts green, in others yellow. To Carlo, green meant hope, the joy of continuing along the way, and life itself. Yellow represented what came after, such as sunset, the end, and our ultimate goal. All this was told to us by Father Giovanni Emidio Palaia, a writer and professor and theologian. He wrote a book entitled Spiritual Insights, together with Carlo's mother, Antonia Salzano Acutis. The volume gathers reflections and notes from the spiritual exercises of the first millennial saint.
This
book, obviously, is a book that required many years of work for me personally, and from the mother of Blessed Carlo Acutis and his father, Miss Andrea, also helped, and all the family took part, because I had the opportunity to meet almost all of Carlo's schoolmates, the teachers, the relatives, and we tried to collect Carlo's personal notes from the computer. Above all, the testimonies of the priests who accompanied him.
In this book, you can find themes of spiritual exercises that are always valid, even if it's only a day of prayer. For example, the 10 Commandments. Because as Saint Carlo Acutis used to say, we need to not only take care of the body, but of the soul.
This volume in particular, compared with others, gathers various experiences, notes, annotations, testimonies, and drawings that Carlo produced in one of the most beautiful places in Christendom, which is La Verna, where St. Francis received the stigmata. Carlo would go to La Verna for 15 to 30 days. He attended Mass twice. He read and meditated on the Word of God and had with him a booklet of the spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius of Loyola, printed in Milan by the San Fedele community. And he learned very early that just as we exercise the body and work hard to have a good physique, good health, we also have a spiritual organism, and we must learn to use it and to value it with the grace of God, the sacraments, the Word.
Utilizzarlo e a valorizzarlo con la grazia di Dio, I sacramenti, la parola.
The book is particularly precious as it contains unpublished drawings by Carlo, such as his understanding of the leaf that helps us to understand better this new saint of the Universal Church.
Venne richiesto a Carlo.
Carlo was asked to represent his life with an image, and he drew a leaf that is in some parts green. Green, as the book recalls, evokes life, evokes hope. We know, scientists tell us today, that we always tend to seek the color green. It is a color that reassures us. But yellow also appears on the leaf, which no longer recalls life but sunset, the end. What struck me immediately was that he had surrounded the leaf with almost a burst of rays, a light. That is, we, as human persons created in the image and likeness of God, shine if we are in the grace of God, if we are nourished by God.
The last part of the book is dedicated to the words of Our Lady during her apparitions on earth. Because, as Carlo used to say, if heaven has gone to the trouble and come down to earth, we must pay attention to it.
Carlo
was particularly fascinated by the apparitions of Fatima.
And Carlo
understood that devotion to the Immaculate Heart of Mary has a very precise purpose. It is not only about receiving communion on the first 5 Saturdays of the months, and then going to confession, receiving communion, and meditating on one mystery of the Rosary. Rather, he had intuited that by meditating on the mystery of the life of Christ and of Mary in the Rosary, one ends up falling in love with Mary.